Alright, I've been searching YouTube recently for backpacking gear lists. Just out of curiosity, I kind of like to see what other people are taking with them. It's a good way to get some new ideas. So I figured I'd put together a video of my gear. I welcome comments. Hopefully there's some good suggestions, and maybe you can take something away from the gear that I pack. I'm not a super ultralight hiker. I try to keep it pretty light, but I'm not super crazy. I don't go cutting strings off of tea bags or toothbrush handles or anything like that. But this is just kind of a basic overview, maybe of a weekend hike that I might do. I don't have any food shown here because my menu would vary depending on duration and kind of what I'm feeling and what I have in my pantry at the time. We'll start with the pack. It's a Marmot Flex 50, 50-liter pack. Pretty happy with it. I guess for the price I got it, it's not, I guess I paid about $190 for it. And it's a good pack. It's pretty simple design. It's top loader. It also has front access through this zipper pocket here. You can get into the main pack bag. It's got side elastic pockets. The one thing I don't like about this is when this bag is full, it's very difficult to fit a full Nalgene bottle in the side, or at least any really half-liter size bottle or bigger. It's pretty hard to fit in there, but this is good for tent poles or snacks or camera or whatever, but big bottles doesn't do too well with. I could go on a full critique on that bag, but that'd be a separate video, so I'm gonna move on. Trek and pole wise, pretty happy with these. These are Black Diamond Trailback adjustable poles, just pretty basic. While we're up here on the sleeping system, depending on the time of year, in the summer, the warmer months, I can get away with just a Z-Rest. This is a 3/4 length closed cell foam, pretty lightweight. Happy with it. In the colder months, I'll use a full length. I'm a pretty tall guy. Full length Thermarest, the inflatable kind, just for the added insulation. As far as the bag goes, it's a Marmot 15-degree synthetic bag. I actually got a new one on the way, Kelty down bag. It's a great bag. Weight-wise, it's I'm pretty happy with it. The only thing is, because it's synthetic, it's pretty bulky, so it takes up a lot of room, especially with a 50-liter pack. Not a whole lot of extra room, so hopefully the down bag will take care of the bulk issue. Moving over into clothing, aside from what I would wear, got a couple different items here. I guess we'll start with footwear. These are the Salomon XA Pro 3D Gore-Tex. Pretty happy with them. If I'm on moderate terrain, I'll usually wear these. If it's colder or if it's going to be a little bit rockier terrain, I'll wear a mid-height boot. I use the Vosk Wasatch Gore-Tex boot. Extremely happy with those. Had them for a couple years now, and they're pretty diesel. Rain gear wise, I'm using a kind of a, I don't want to say a cheaper shell, but was relatively inexpensive compared to, there's tons of rain shells out there. You could pay several $100s for a nice Arc'teryx shell, but I find this does the job. This is a Sierra Designs Hurricane jacket. It was about, I want to say, $50. It works well. The only critique I really have with it is the hood adjustment. It doesn't have a stiff brim, and there's only one elastic adjustment here that sometimes gets difficult, but I usually wear a hat underneath it to address the brim issue to keep it off my eyes. I use the Outdoor Research Rocky Mountain Low Gaiters. In the warmer months, I'll use the Crocs if it's going to be snowy conditions or in the winter, but for the most part I can get away with these if I need them. Also, I don't always bring these with me, but these are a pair of REI rain pants. Don't always bring those. Sometimes I'll use them in the warmer months just as a extra layer in case it gets a little chilly above a tree line or in camp or something. I can use those as my pants as well, but I don't always bring those. I have two insulating layers here that once again I don't always bring. It's kind of temperature dependent. I have a Cloudveil Power Stretch 3/4 zip fleece that's really warm. If it's going to be a little bit warmer, I'll bring the Marmot Dry Climb wind shirt, which is an awesome all-around outer layer. Cuts the wind, insulates well, wicks, sweat. Pretty happy with that. Got some synthetic boxer briefs that I use. Those are nothing fancy. I do have a pair of the Ex Officio, which are super comfortable. They're definitely pricier. This is just a Target, I think Champion is who makes those. Target buy, maybe about $8 a pair. Can't beat it really. Underneath here I've got some North Face synthetic hiking pants. They're the convertible type, which zip off, give you a little versatility. If you get warm or colder, you can regulate your temperature pretty well. Sock-wise, depending on what I'm hiking with, if I'm hiking with my Salomon trail runners, I'll use a merino wool. It's a smart wool 3/4 length sock. If I'm hiking with the Vosk boots, I'll use the mid-calf socks liner and then the smart wool mid-calf sock. As far as base layer goes, I go just cheap. I find that I've owned the really expensive $75 wicking synthetic t-shirts, but I find that the $5 Target special Champion does just as well. It's just a personal preference thing, but and then when they get ratty, you can just throw them away. But this does well. Once again, depending on temperature, I have a long sleeve version of this and a short sleeve version for summer months. I always carry with me, kind of regardless of temperature, pair of the Mountain Hardwear Power Stretch gloves. These are awesome gloves, extremely light, they're durable. I've gotten away in 20-degree temperatures, snow, just wearing these with nothing else, and they do fine. They breathe really well, so your hands don't sweat. I have a wool fleece-lined beanie by Columbia I always keep with me. Let's see, that's about it clothing-wise. I do also carry a REI base layer bottom. It's like their thermal underwear, long underwear that I'll carry as well. I don't have them out here. That's pretty much it for clothing. Moving into kind of the personal effects. This is my personal hygiene setup. Got just Purell, Wet Ones, bug repellent, sunscreen, trowel, toilet paper. It's sitting on a MSR pack towel, the Nano pack towel, which is great just for wiping your hands on, wiping stuff off. I'll either use that or a bandana. It's good for just all-purpose drying dishes, whatever you need. Down here, I've kind of opened up my first aid kit, just so you can get an idea of what I carry. The one thing I am missing is moleskin, because I used it all on my last trip, but I've got various gauze pads for bleeding, some tweezers, anti-sting stuff, just some topical creams, various size Band-Aids. We got some gloves, in case you have to help another hiker out. Tylenol, Advil, nasal decongestant, bandage, elastic bandage, some tape, gauze bandage. That's pretty much about it. It gives you enough versatility to where you can treat minor injuries, cuts and nicks and scrapes and stuff. You could wrap an ankle if you had to, stuff like that. Moving over here, this is